Welcome back. Been so long. Missed you guys.
It's been a while.
I haven't seen you guys in a while. Well, I've seen you. I haven't seen you. Brian's been MIA. We all thought he was dead.
I thought it was dead at some point. I'm not kidding.
I thought he just got deported and didn't want to tell us.
Hey guys, I'm in Ecuador.
Yeah. This is a hologram.
But you're still here,
Yeah.
luckily, and you're back.
I'm back.
Yeah, you went to Japan, right?
I went to Japan for what, 2 episodes ago?
Yeah. Well, no, 1 episode ago.
Was it only 1 episode ago? But then,
That's when we went to the river, right? And
No.
you weren't there?
no, then I was in Japan.
Yeah.
So it is
When you-
2 episodes. We did record one without.
Yeah, that's when I was in Japan. And then when you went to the river, I was sick.
Oh, yeah. That's what it was.
I think I got COVID.
Oh,
I didn't want to check, but
just enduring it.
yeah, it's
Dude.
just, COVID, like, it's right now, it's no different from any other flu, I guess.
Yeah. Controversial opinion.
I got like 13 shots anyway. So.
There you go. Did you get the third one?
I got one in Iceland originally when I was there. Then I got like 3 here.
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
I only got 2.
I think I only got.
Yeah, I just got the 2 that were like mandatory required. Then I didn't even know I could get the third one after that.
I think I went to the doctor's for something else, and he was like, "Do you want a shot?" I was like, "Sure."
Yeah, sure. Why not? They're just handing them out these
Yeah.
days. No, yeah, I think I might have something. I don't know. It's definitely not COVID, but I don't know. The air in Seoul has been absolutely
Been
terrible.
absolute
Thanks to
dog shit.
fucking Bryant's country. Y'all are terrible over there.
Controversial opinion.
Yeah, I don't think that one's controversial, but no, yeah, the Korea. I think maybe we've talked about this before, but Korea has a really bad like yellow dust problem.
Yeah.
I guess is like I don't know if we have a similar thing in America that we would call it. It's just bad air quality, right? Where it's just like there's all these particles and stuff in the air and
You're supposed to wear a
pollution
mask
and
for it.
Microparticles.
microparticles.
But
Yeah,
I just raw dog it.
same.
You too.
You're supposed
No
to.
wonder though. I've also been kind of a little bit like, I when I do my online lessons, like I'm in the middle of teaching and then I'm kind of like,
Yeah, everyone
but
got like that
it
phlegm.
but it doesn't come out. So I'm like, ugh, ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing all week. Except I've had a lot of phlegm, so that's why I think it's like maybe I'm sick.
Phlegm.
But yeah, no, I mean the air quality in Busan was like so bad. The health officials were like, "Stay inside, do not go outside."
Oh, it's worse over in Busan?
Oh yeah, it
I
was.
thought it'd be better over there because it's like closer to Japan.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, this week it was like so. Like usually, like danger levels is the index is like 150, and then I think it was like 250 in Busan. Like people were like, "Do not go outside." Like you,
Yeah, so when
it
you
is
check-
really bad.
When you check like the air quality app, it has like a kind of like a nuclear sign or some shit.
Yeah,
A guy wearing like a mask, like what's it called? Like the
Dude, but-
gas mask.
yeah.
250 is nothing though.
What?
Yeah, I seen like in China something like
In China, like
420.
you know,
yeah.
it goes up to like 500.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like maxed out at 500, and it's like, it's probably more, but they just they have no more place to go to.
Yeah. No, like the scale on the apps that I use, like it does like the whole color system, right? So it's like, oh, if it's in like the 60s or below, it's green, and like 70s to like 100 is yellow, and then 100 to like 150 is red, and I was like, oh, that's pretty bad. And then I saw the Busan one was purple, and I was like, the fuck is purple mean?
purple is not that scary.
But I guess, and then I probably 500 is probably just like
No,
black.
it was red.
Yeah.
It was green, yellow, orange, red. I think.
maybe it's different in China.
Yeah.
But I've seen some images from there where like everything's just yellow. You barely can see in front of you. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know though, but because it seems like they've kind of solved some of that. I don't know to what extent, but last time I was there, skies were clearer than I've ever seen them before.
Yeah, they put like giant fans and they blow it all over here.
No, I know
They got
that
a Superdome over over Shanghai.
I know that what they did, one of the things that they did, or some of the things they did, was one, outlaw the creation of new coal power plants. And then they had a long-term plan, but this is many years ago, to close down the ones that already existed. So I think with that, part of it is also gone. But then the other part was like, when you have extreme seasons is when it gets really bad, especially winter, because like everyone's turning on the AC and everything. So yeah, but it was really clear. I remember you barely ever got a clear sky. It was all yellow grayish up there, and
And like not to say that it's all like economic problems. Like for those who might not know, I learned about this because the weather guy at my news station that I worked at in America, like before I came here, he like warned me about this and he gave me this whole like science lesson on it. So it's like maybe some people know, but if you don't know, it's like a lot of it is from like the Sahara Desert and like picks up the sand and brings it over. And the reason it gets so bad in places like China and Korea is because in China, like it'll mix with the like pollution there, like you were saying, the coal plants, and then some of that residue comes over to Korea, and then it just adds into the Korea's already really bad pollution as well. Like, so it just it's really
if you ask
bad.
a Korean person, there's no pollution
Oh,
that
yeah.
comes from Korea.
It's like they've done studies where it's like 30% China, 70% Korea. But if you ask any Korean, they're gonna say it's 100% because China. Korea, it's not Korea's problem. It's not our fault. But it was interesting because when he was telling me about this, he was like, there are the days that you have like bad air quality in a place like Chattanooga, Tennessee, which it would be like 50 to 60 like on the index, which is not bad at all. But the days where it's higher, it's because of the yellow dust from the Sahara Desert actually hitting Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Like Sahara?
Yeah. Like that's how far it travels through the wind. And I was just like, oh, that's really
I
interesting.
know that
actually.
a lot of the humidity or the water from the rainforests in South America actually travels all the way to Africa, and like that's how it keeps part of it there, like the vegetation alive too.
That's why we gotta save the rainforest.
Exactly.
You voted on that today, right?
Not exactly on that.
The thing said, save the rainforest. Yes, no.
Yeah, no. There was an election. It wasn't really an election. It was like a popular consult about certain new laws or laws to be amended in Ecuador. And I went to the embassy today to vote because we have those elections always on Sundays. It's also a funny thing. We have this thing called a dry law. So on the weekend of an election, of any kind of election like that, you're not allowed to buy or drink. Buy
Really?
alcohol or drink.
So everyone stocks up on a Friday?
But you can only do it like if you are caught drinking or drunk, then you can maybe
Shot on site?
you'll be taken to the slammer.
Wow,
the
that's crazy.
The drunk tank?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Like, I feel like every time I voted, there's never been like they ask like your opinion on issues, right?
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think if I've ever done. I don't think I've ever participated in like a direct vote of laws and stuff like that. I know they do it for states, but it's not like a federal thing like that. But that's
I
interesting.
don't even know the last time I voted. Because I've been living here for years. And if I want to vote remotely, I have to go to Japan to the embassy. So I ain't doing that.
Yeah. Same. No, I usually don't, but then I just kind of felt like the things that were being asked today were kind of important, so I just said, "Fuck it, I'll go." Before
It's
coming
good
to the
citizen.
podcast, and then I'll make a day out of it.
Is that why you're wearing your Ecuador shirt?
Partly, yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Just in case they questioned your passport, you can be like, "No, look, I got the shirt."
No, I just kind of like I was thinking, what should I wear? And I saw this, and I'm like, hey, that's perfect. It's the election day, so I'll just wear it.
Is Ecuador do they have a president?
No, we have a king.
I didn't know if they had like a prime minister. Like I don't
No,
know.
it's
the
a
situation.
president.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Iceland?
We both.
You have both.
So, but the prime minister, I think, is like the main person. But
Yeah.
the president is kind of just like for show. Kind
So
of.
is the president like a monarchy thing, or is he actually elected?
Oh, he's elected.
But it's
like,
just for show.
it's not for like he has like he has like ultimate power to like he can veto stuff that's passed, or like he can bring it to a vote
Yeah.
amongst the people. So if like the parliament decides on some bullshit, he can be like, nah. And
Interesting.
it's only been done like 2 times.
Yeah.
It was during like the financial crisis. Like the government was gonna, because we kind of had a bank in the UK that like lost a lot of money to the UK people. So like we got put on like a terrorists kind of country list.
What?
Like the UK put us on some list because like technically our country's a business from our country stole a lot of money from the UK.
Huh.
And they were gonna pay it. Like Iceland was gonna pay it. But
Yeah.
the president was like, nah.
No.
So we put it to a vote and it was like 78%. We're like, fuck that.
Yeah. So are you still on the terrorist watch list
it's okay.
from the UK?
So it's not resolved now, I guess, but like it was.
Huh.
Iceland has always been on like not on good terms with the UK. Like they used to before come into our like fishing area. So we had like a small war called the Cod Wars,
The COD War, like COD the fish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not Call of Duty.
Okay. Yeah. I thought they just like sent their best squad like Optic to go fight their battle.
Scum was on our side.
Yeah.
But no, which we won, by the way. Only one person died in
3-1.
Yeah. Only one person died in that war, and he was just like this guy who fell overboard.
For what side?
I don't even know. Because we would like go during the night and like cut their fishing nets and stuff. So it became like a. I haven't.
Okay.
It's been like 20 years since I read about it, but
Is this like an old war?
oh, it was like 19. I don't even remember.
1900s isn't that old.
No, like 1960s.
You talk about like
That's
cutting nets. I'm thinking like dumping tea into the harbor, like the 1700s. Like,
Now it's like pretty recent-ish in terms of war, I guess.
gotcha. What side was Iceland on in like World War II and stuff like that?
Neutral.
Neutral, but we got occupied by the British. Because
Okay.
like Iceland is in a very good like location in terms of like having an air base.
Mm-hmm.
So like the UK came so the Germans couldn't take us
Gotcha.
because the Germans I think already had like Denmark and like Norway, Sweden.
And they wanted Iceland.
What?
They wanted Iceland.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Who doesn't?
I mean,
And then the Americans came over like and took over.
you're welcome.
You actually gave us a lot of money, so thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. What
So
can I say?
it's-
We're just kind of the protectors of the world.
It's a similar situation that happened in Korea. Like
Yeah.
they gave Korea a lot of money, and we also in Iceland like gave us a lot of money for infrastructure. Like they made the international airport, so we can thank them for that.
That's like one of my favorite things to do in like online video games. When Koreans get mad, it's just like tell them, be like, "Hey, I'm American. You're welcome. Like, you should be thanking me." Dude, we were playing. Me and Dog have been playing games a lot. Obviously, we play League of Legends, but without going into like super detail, keep it so people can understand. But like, we've been playing video games, and Brian hasn't been playing video games with us. Just to put that out there. But today we had some like really bad games, because we like to play like online multiplayer games. So you have teammates who have to contribute to the success of the team, and I think we've decided that Sundays are the worst days. This period of like a month and a half has been really good because all the kids are studying for like the Suneung and for their midterms, so all the like kids are not playing as much. And then today we played and we got some definitely kids on our team.
Definitely.
We were like, it's Sunday. They don't have to study today. They're playing games today. So I think I've decided no more games on Sundays for me.
At least not ranked games.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of gave up on ranked altogether because I took a few days off because I was playing a few games once in a while. And then I just went back into one. I think it was like after a week or something. And they were so bad. I was just like, why did I even do this? Why did I do this to myself? Remember, we played that day. Yeah, I was just like, okay, I'm done with ranked now.
Me and my girlfriend went to PC Bong last night, and I was playing a game there. And it was like a game that we could have won, but like one person on the team just like was not contributing and like purposely trying to lose the game. And so after the game, I just had this like really bad mood. You know, like after the game like that, you're just kind of like, fucking this fucking guy. Like, I just want to fucking find him, punch him in the face, like kind of thing. And so we're walking to like a restaurant to go have a beer. She's like, "It's fine. It's just a game." I was like, "You cannot say that to a gamer. Don't ever." I was like, "You just need to like." I felt like so like emotional. I was just like, she was like, it was one of those things where it's like when you like, they say in relationships, like if your partner says like, "Oh, my coworker was like so stupid today," it's like you don't try to give the solution. You just your coworker's stupid. So I was like, we really lost because that one fucking guy, he was just so bad at the game, he couldn't play the game. And she's like, "It's just a game, you know, like losing's okay." I'm like, "No, it's not okay." Like, stop saying that. She just kept saying it. I was just mad at her. I was like, "No, you just have to be like, yeah, that fucking idiot, dumbass."
That's why I've been very peacefully just playing Three Kingdoms. Just all by myself, single player.
I used to do that a lot, like just provide a solution right away.
Yeah.
Now I kind of ask, like sometimes, like, do you want like me to comfort, or do you want like a solution? Usually the
Do
comfort
you
part.
want a solution, or do you just want to?
Do you want to vent?
Do you want to vent? Yeah. I was going to use a different word, but yeah, venting's the right word. Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to vent. She was just trying to tell me that it was okay. I was like, "It's not okay. I lost points."
Did you lose points? What?
I lost LP. I lost points in a video game that She asked me the other day too. She was like, "Do you think you'll still be playing that game in like 30 years?" I was like, "If it's still around, hell yeah, absolutely." Because I was like, "Yeah, I've been playing for 12 years," and she was like, "That's so long for a
It's
video
like
game."
like I've taken a lot long breaks.
Yeah,
Like even like over a year or two, but they always kind of come back.
yeah, it's so addicting.
Yeah. I mean, ask that question to like a StarCraft or a CS player.
Oh yeah, those are really old games. Basically, what started gaming.
Yeah.
No, going back, there was something I wanted to bring up, and I completely forgot what it was. We were talking about the elections, and then
Oh, Korea had some elections.
Korea-
oh yeah,
Yes.
the Korea elections. So I don't really know a lot about the Korean elections, but have you guys ever seen the animations
Yeah.
for the Korean elections?
No.
Especially like during the presidential elections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're really famous, and I was reminded about it because I watched a YouTube video about it the other day.
But these elections weren't presidential, right? I
No,
think
no,
they
no.
were like parliament or
Parliament.
something.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Or National Assembly.
National Assembly.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's not the same thing.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah. They're equivalents to each other. But they have like these like animations of the presidential candidates like running through a field, and like one of the scenes is like a remake from one of the Mission Impossible scenes where he's like riding the motorcycle, like jumps off the cliff to land on the train, and like they're like this like, presidential candidate's like racing, but they're doing all these like crazy stunts. And it was all animation, obviously, but it's like to show like who's in the lead, who's winning now, who's and it's like they're like jumping onto moving trains and shit like that.
I know what you're talking about. They show them in the news, right?
Yeah. It's all on the
yeah,
news,
yeah.
like the election coverage.
They had
Yeah.
like the Game of Thrones one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did see one of those, and I was like, what in the world is
Yeah.
that?
They're so funny.
It's cool. Make it fun because if you ever sat at home and watched the elections, it's the
Oh,
most
yeah.
You know, the
boring thing.
worst part of it is there's nothing fucking else on TV. Like, that's every channel.
Thankfully, we live in a digital age where you
Yeah.
can just stream something on YouTube.
Yeah.
or-
I mean, you guys talk about how boring it is, but like when I worked in the news, I was working there during the Trump Biden election, or was it? No, the Trump Hillary election, and like going through all of the like election coverage, it's the worst days ever because you're just sitting there like waiting and the news anchor just has to keep talking and talking and talking and like you're just waiting for results to come in. And so I personally, like everyone else at the station, like on the actual news side, like content side, that hates election day because it's just so stressful. Production, we love it because it's pizza day for us because we have to be there basically 24-hour shift. And so they just bring in pizza. But like you're not working for 24 hours.
Yeah.
You're like sitting in a room, like just like this. Like we just all just sit in our little production lab, just hanging out and just talking shit, watching YouTube videos. And then they'd run in and be like, "We got an update." And we'd like, "Okay," we run in and we do like the update for like 5 minutes for like a little insert into the
Yeah.
news. And then you're done for like another 2 hours until you get the next update.
You know, what was funny about today's election, too, was that I assume that it's like protocol or something. There was one police officer stationed outside of the embassy. The embassy is in the... what is that? It's in like this building right next to Lowell Park, actually.
Oh.
The Standard Chartered building.
Is that the one with the big circle thing in?
No. It's right across the street from that.
Gotcha.
But it's like, it's right there. It's right next to it. So it's on the 16th floor. You know, you have to like give in some ID before you can go in. They give you the little card so that they open the doors for the elevators and everything. So you go up there. Like there's a lot of security there. But I assume because it's protocol, there's one police officer stationed there just in case.
Korean?
Yeah. But like there's nothing happening. Actually, there was one military, like an Ecuadorian military dude
Yeah, that's
inside
what I was
as well.
gonna
I think it's
think
always
is that
like
you
they
would
always
always
have
have
that.
Yeah.
your own.
But there were both. So outside was the Korean one,
Right.
inside was the Ecuadorian one. But
Because embassies are usually considered like home soil, right?
yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Technically.
Kind of, yes.
I think it's mostly the U.S. Kind of you see in the movies. They're like, this is American soil.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where
Right.
that's where I'm getting it from. So that's why. I mean, but they always tell you that like if you're in trouble and like you needed to get
Oh, yeah,
like,
for sure.
in a country, like the first thing you do is get to the embassy. Like
So yeah, but like it's Ecuador. There's probably like 100 Ecuadorians in Korea. So it's like really not a big deal. So you go up and there's that one dude just fucking stationed there like this. Like he was so bored out of his mind. He had to be there all day just fucking sitting there like this. I felt sorry for the dude.
The Korean one or the
The Korean one.
Ah.
Because the Ecuadorian one is inside with other Ecuadorian people who are like in charge of the voting. So they're like having a chat, nobody's there. I went there, there was no one else. So they're just kind of chatting and like, hey, how's it going? Everything all chill. But that one dude is just outside sitting there staring at his phone just like
Ready to protect and serve.
exactly.
Shit hits the fan. He's running away right away. It's not my country.
Dude, like, oh, what is gonna happen?
I mean, you always have these crazies, right?
Yeah, but I don't think any.
There might be like a cartel member hiding somewhere in Korea.
For what? Like, if you want to fix an election, you don't go to the place that only has like 100 votes.
Maybe it's the 100 votes they need.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was funny. But yeah, it was so simple. In and out.
I think I have to do the whole mail-in thing next year, or I guess this year, September. Big ones,
Voting for Trump.
obviously. My man. I bought his Bible the other day. Did you guys see this? Trump was selling Bibles. That's his new. That's his new business venture.
No, I saw like he was selling shoes.
Yep. I bought the shoes. Yep. You know me.
What a fucking
Huge Trump supporter over here.
Who was that rapper that was like selling a gaming console?
Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy. It was just like a other game console.
It was just like this Chinese.
Yeah, it was one of those
AliExpress.
Chinese
Alibaba.
and he just like rebranded it and started selling it.
What was it called?
I mean, that is what a lot of these like, let's say, content creators and people do.
Oh yeah,
Like you saw probably the controversy with like
Pokemon.
Pokemon with the
Yeah.
cookies. It's just
Yeah.
rebranded cookies. It's just
Yeah.
white label products.
Mhm.
I mean, he just did it before it was cool.
Yeah. Soldier Boy. He knew what was going on.
Yeah.
He was too early.
Too
He
early.
died so Pokemon could run
Ahead of his time.
ahead of his time.
But yeah. So yeah, as you've noticed, Brandon's not here today.
Yeah, where is he?
He's in New York. I think.
New York,
yeah, he's in New York.
Yeah.
now.
He's why did they go to?
I think
US?
Lauren had to go there for some reason, so he just kind of tagged
maybe
along.
visa something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
might be.
Yeah,
He just tagged along. I mean, why not?
yeah. I mean,
But he's only there for a week. And for me, like flying over,
yeah, that's what I was
flying
gonna say.
over 10 hours. I need more than a week.
It's like 14 hours.
Yeah.
Because you would have to do a transfer at some point.
Yeah, I think he flew
To
to
go all the
Dallas.
way to New York,
Yeah.
you'll need to. Yeah.
I
He flew to
would-
I mean,
Dallas and then
yeah,
stayed
that-
there a
that
couple of
makes
days.
sense.
There's probably a direct flight, but still it would
to
take
New
more.
York?
Maybe.
No,
No?
it's too far.
It's too far, I think.
Yeah, you would have to go to either Dallas or like Seattle first, and then maybe you can go from there to there.
They do have these days like a flight from like Singapore to like New York, I think, which is like the longest flight in the world. But it's like it's only one.
One a day.
Yeah, or one a week. I don't know.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a long way to go just for
It's
a
from-
week.
Yeah.
But I guess if you have to go, like,
Mhm.
but we miss him. We miss you, Brandon. I know you're listening. It is so funny because, like, I know Dogger doesn't listen to the episodes, but whenever he's not on one, he always sends screenshots. He's like,
No,
I'm
of
listening to the episode today. I'm like,
I just don't want to hear myself.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, also I was here.
Yeah, true. The question is, when's the last time you watched an episode, Bryant?
A while back. I used to watch them. Then I just kind of couldn't be bothered.
You're like, I already lived it. I don't need to listen to it again.
That's always what I think.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not the one editing them, so
Yeah. I mean, the editing, I've gotten down to a science now. As long as we just have the episode, I can post it. 'Cause it just takes time. To
Then why
actually
did you post the
upload
other
that.
one so late?
Which one?
I don't know. You like there was one that you didn't post.
Because we didn't do it until later. Because we didn't do it on a Sunday. You're talking about the one me and Brandon?
Maybe.
Yeah.
oh, they did it on like a Wednesday.
Yeah, we did it we had to do it like later during the week.
Oh.
Because we were gonna do it on that Sunday, but I think I was sick that week. And then, why did I see Brandon? I saw Brandon or something, and then we went down to the river, did a podcast at the river.
How was that?
It was okay. Had we gone earlier, it would have been fine. We just went a little too late, and then we were like freezing at the river because it was still a little cold. So
You know, it was nice because like I mean, was it? Yeah, it was last week. Like the blossoms and everything was great everywhere, but where I live in Misa, there's like this little path near the river that is really nice. It was full of trees and everything. But if you keep going, you just end up in these like really nice paths that are next to these residential areas. But they're like very well covered, so you don't really hear or see anything. And it was just quiet, peaceful. There was nobody
Nice.
there. It was basically what you want to see with minus the people. It was great.
It's kind of, I live like next to this river called Anyangchon, and like along the river has like a lot of those cherry blossom trees, which is nice, but that means a lot of people come to your neighborhood, and so like there's so many people who like walking in front of my house because I don't live in a big building. It's just like and I can hear everything. So many fucking people like, around my house, and if I open a window, people can sometimes like see inside. It's like,
Did you go out and view the blossoms at all?
for a bit, walked, like, came back.
Yeah, we did the Sokcho Lake at the Lotte Tower.
Oh,
Like the big lake
Jesus
thing?
Christ.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my
shit
God.
must have been so full.
You can't walk, man. There's just so many people.
We were gonna do that, but then we just walked through the one near our home, and then we were like, "This is so much better."
Yeah.
That place is so.
As-
Yeah, you might have to show us that location for next year.
They had like not police officers, but like working people there, like directing the traffic.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you're
yeah.
only allowed to walk in one direction around the place at that time, and there's like people like don't stop, like keep coming, like
Yeah,
unless,
because
like,
they'll
stop
just
and
stop
take a
to
picture.
take a fucking 100
Yeah.
pictures too.
Yeah, like you can go on the side and kind of get away with it, but like when you're in the middle, like they're like keep moving, don't stop. And there was a ton of election stuff going on.
Yeah. Like, people are like with the signs along, like telling, hey.
Yeah, that's like the funny thing about elections here. I don't know how it is in y'all's country, but like they have like trucks parading, like going
yeah.
through the streets, like with speakers on
But
them.
but
and-
what's even I find more interesting is they have those trucks, but they have like part of it comes out in the back, so they have like this little stage, and there's a person there like on this little table and
Yeah.
like shouting like ah, and it just keeps going around.
yeah, it's like one that's like the parades.
Yeah,
where
yeah,
they have
yeah,
like
yeah.
a boat with the dancers on it,
Yeah,
but instead
yeah.
it's just a guy going, "Vote for my candidate,
Yeah.
2024."
Yeah.
And they have
They're
like popular
so-
music blasting.
They're
and
so loud.
they're so loud.
They are so loud.
And they go up like they have like the people with the people on them, like you said, but then they have like the ones that just have speakers on them, and those ones will like drive up and down the like streets, like not the busy streets, but like the side streets, like the housing streets. And so I had like election trucks coming down my street like every day at like 10 a.m. It's like I'm trying to sleep, man. It's 10 a.m. Fucking fuck off.
So it's kind of funny. So my girlfriend kind of like, she was thinking about voting for like one guy, but she got so many calls asking to vote for him. She said, I'm not fucking voting for this guy. And she voted something else.
Yeah, yeah. Even I was getting text messages.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Me
y'all
too.
got well, you don't have a
It's
phone
like, it's
anymore,
like,
but-
No, I
old,
do.
it's this old guy like, I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
yeah. I got all of them, and then I got
I never
one-
answer. That's why. Actually,
Yeah.
no, I did get a lot of them, but I always have my phone on silent, and so like I would be like, oh, missed call.
These days, I just don't answer numbers that don't start with 101.
Yeah, same. That's what I did too.
010.
Yeah, but like I usually don't even answer those, but because I'm like applying for jobs now, I have to answer it, and it's usually just always a spam call. I'm like, I'm getting a call about a job. This is so exciting, and it's like, do you want to buy some stock? Blah blah blah.
Lotto.
Yeah, like, damn it. No, I got one text message from, I guess, I don't know if he's like my district guy. Like I don't know if they just like saw like, oh, he's in our district, let's vote, get him to vote. I got like an apology message. He was like, I'm sorry I couldn't win. Like, I'll fight hard next time. Like, I was like, I can't even vote for you. Why are you texting me?
I was watching some of the TV like whenever I would go out to eat somewhere, and they're showing like all these ads and like the news about them and everything. And obviously I don't know what the fuck is going on, so I would just analyze like each one and like what they wear and how they show up. But not only that, like I start thinking why they would pick this person to be the candidate, and like just trying to break everything down, and it was really fun, like just analyzing like that guy is probably a piece of shit, but they chose him because he looks like a nice grandpa. So I would tell that to Sophie, and she's like, yeah, I know what you mean, but he's not nice.
Yeah, he's a serial killer.
Yeah, he's really not.
It's kind of funny because you see all these people, and we were like, you get like a bunch of these flyers for like every candidate in your area. We got one. It was like this nice looking lady. It's like looks smart, like good politician. Looks like a good politician. She's like, oh, she's got busted 2 times for drunk driving. It's like, 1 time, okay, maybe. 2
One
times.
time we've all been there. So.
Getting caught 2 times.
I saw something. A friend posted. It was about like, it was some crazy percentage. I think it was like 60% of the candidates had some kind of criminal record.
Yeah.
It was insane. I was like, how the fuck do you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you?
I'm always of the thought like, if you want to be a politician, you're probably a scumbag.
Yeah.
It's like, who wants to be a politician?
Because I mean, part of that's just the idea of like politicians are very much like bribed and influenced. So
Especially
yeah, that kind of,
in this country.
especially in America too. I mean,
Everywhere, dude.
yeah, everywhere. I mean, anywhere where you're gonna have power, you're gonna have people who want to control that. Yeah. No, there's been so much like stuff going on in America. We we finally approved like money to Ukraine, but it's not even money. It's like guns and shit. Like it's just like stuff to send them basically. But it's just been so funny like seeing the two sides just absolutely bickering over it. I just don't get it, man. Politics is. I will never want to go into politics in my life.
You can call me stupid or whatever, but I just don't watch the news anymore. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy it though. I mean, especially that Ukraine stuff because I was a little bit watching about like some analysis about why why this is important, right? So it was basically like they don't want to send the aid, but if they don't, it sends like a powerful message around the world that American allies, if they get attacked, then they won't really do anything about it, or they will bicker about it, and so like all these countries have to figure out what to do instead and how to like up their own armies because they can't rely on them. So it was actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
I did like it.
I mean, it is like an interesting thing. Like this. To be fair, we have sent a lot already, and I think that's from the sensible people. I will say on the other side of the argument, because there are people on both sides that have just no idea about it. I think and just make stupid arguments that don't make sense. But the part I can understand from the other side of the argument is we've already sent stuff. Why are we sending more? Like we've already spent a lot of money. We want to spend more money on like our own stuff because we've already spent it on that.
But you don't spend it on that anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's the argument, right? Like they're like, why are we not spending it on our own stuff? So I can understand that part of it, but yeah, I think just in my own opinion of it, it's just like, why would we not want to do something that says "fuck you, Russia"? That's like the whole American ideal for the
isn't that
past
the
like
American dream?
30 years is that we were just like fuck Russia, right? Like so it's just like that's like it doesn't that part doesn't really make sense to me, but.
You know what is something that I found really interesting about the Korean elections is because outside of the train station that I get out, there would always be like people wearing the shirts and like holding the signs and like bowing and like saying things in unison and everything. And I mean, it was kind of funny at first, but then I was really like interested in it because at some points you'd have like 2 or 3 groups of different candidates and they're all in a line and they're all like saying their own thing and they're taking turns and it's all very respectful, right? It's like they're all doing just their job. Nobody's getting, dude, if that was Ecuador, that like at some point there's gonna be a fist fight somewhere.
Yeah, same in America too. Like there's no way you put Joe Biden supporters and Trump supporters next to each other and expect them to just be like, okay, it's my turn to say, okay, now it's your turn. Now it's my turn. Now it's your turn.
Yes.
Like,
so I was so like, wow, that is kind of impressive. That's admirable that they can all be there, and it's just like we're doing our part, you do yours. All right, that's it.
Do you have it like in your country, like during the election, like they will come and pick you up to drive you to the election place to like vote and stuff?
no.
So in Iceland we have that. Like they like you can ask them to give you a ride. So my uncle, he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
He just did that, went shopping, came back.
You got a free ride to go shopping?
I don't even think he voted. Like I think he just went like to the voting place and then like kind of walked out of there and then came back and got a ride back.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, they don't even give us the day off in America for voting.
What?
That's a big thing in other countries.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no like election day is not a national holiday.
I think in Iceland we always do it on like a Sunday.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
ours
do
is
it on
like-
Sundays too.
It's like on a Thursday. Yeah.
America.
Yeah, America.
That's so dumb.
I don't know why, but that's
It is very dumb.
like for me, in my experience of America, that's like very American.
Yeah, no, I mean there's reasons behind it, like historical reasons, but yeah.
But that's why I was saying like we have that dry law thing because it's on a weekend, so people are going to drink. But yeah, no, there's many cases of people who just end up, they end up getting arrested because they were drinking on that day.
So actually,
Same for businesses. If they sell alcohol on that day, massive fine.
that's what triggered something in my mind to talk about. So let's transition away from politics a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
This is really interesting. I was talking to who was I talking to about this? I guess it was one of the guys that I do some freelance work. They send like a guy to pick me up and drive me to the place to do the filming, and so I was talking to him on like the way back, and we were talking about like alcohol and like because he was asking like what kind of cultures do you like about Korea, and I was like, oh, I love drinking, and he's like, oh, cool, and we started talking about how in America. Everything's like state by state, right? And I'm from, I don't know if you know this, Dogger, but like the southern part of America is called the Bible Belt.
I've heard that.
Yeah, because there's just so many churches and it's very religious people area. And at least in Tennessee and some other places still have it, we used to have laws that say you can't buy alcohol on Sundays.
I mean, we have that in Iceland right now.
What?
You can't buy alcohol. Like, you can go to a bar, but you can't go to, like, because we don't sell alcohol in the convenience stores or anything.
Yeah.
We only have alcohol in the designated stores, and they're all closed on Sundays.
What in the world? Yeah, like a very similar thing. So, like, one of the biggest news stories that I remember when I first started working in the news was that they legalized letting grocery stores sell wine. Because they used to not be able to have wine in grocery stores. And then when I went home for a little bit, and I was in Texas, my brother was telling me about they have laws in Texas right now that are like, and I might be wrong with this, but to the effect of, like, you can't buy alcohol on Sundays from like Saturday 2 a.m. to Sunday at 11 a.m. You cannot sell alcohol at like a convenience store or anything like that. I'm just like, land of the free, baby.
Hey, you have to choose one: guns or alcohol.
Yeah. Well,
That was a little bit of a, I think maybe I guess you can call it a bit of a culture shock, but so the thing is, the places like kind of like Olive Young where they sell like cosmetic products, like, cosmetic products like hair care, skin care, all of that shit. Those in Ecuador are typically, they sell those products in the same place that is a pharmacy. So it's like both of them are together, right?
I think that's pretty common.
Yeah, right? But here it isn't. It's like pharmacy is a pharmacy and those stores are those stores, but you can't really mix them together.
I feel like farmers are kind of a protected class here. Because you have so many pharmacies. So like
Yeah.
if Olive Young started doing it, all the other
And also
pharmacies-
I the same thing happens in China too. Like, because you have places like, I mean, I haven't seen it in a while, Watson's. You know that brand?
Watson's?
Yeah,
No.
it was really, really big. It was everywhere.
In
So I-
Korea?
Yeah, and in China.
Oh, no, never heard of it.
And
isn't it same one in Japan?
I think so. Yeah, I think it is kind of like in this.
No,
part.
it's called Lawson.
No, yeah, that's a convenience store.
Yeah, I know. I guess so.
But yeah, so I would go to one of those and I'd be like, yeah, I'm just gonna look for some aspirin. Just like, where the fuck is the aspirin? I can't find any aspirin here. They only have like vitamin supplements and shit. And it's just like, oh, what is happening? So yeah, and then the other weird thing is that the pharmacies, like they close really early. Like they close like at 5 or 6. So if you need medicine like at 7 at night, fucking good luck finding something.
You just have to go to like a big ass hospital.
Yeah,
I think
you have to find one of the open ones.
I think that's pretty similar in America too, though. I'm trying to think if we have like 24-hour farm. We have like Walgreens and stuff like that.
But it's
that
not.
sometimes
It doesn't
has
have to be 24 hours. But like, like for example, the ones that I'm talking about, that is like, pharmacy and those stores.
Yeah.
Like they typically stay open until maybe at least 9 or 10 p.m. So like, I don't know. It's just like business hours, let's say.
I think the pharmacy here always like they're always kind of attached to a hospital. Or it's like a small clinic here, then it's gonna be a pharmacy like in the same building.
Yeah.
And they always, I think they like match their opening times.
Yeah, I find that a little bit weird too because a lot of the shit like closes. Like you can't do it outside of work. Like you have to ask time from work to do any of those things. because you leave work and then they're also leaving. So fucking good luck going to the clinic or to the pharmacy or anything.
Yeah. But I mean, like, if you need like basic stuff like Advil and stuff, you can get it at a convenience store.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they suck, dude. The Tylenol?
Oh yeah, it's like not strong. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Oh, you want that strong shit.
I need some strong ibuprofen.
Yeah, I always bring the Icelandic ibuprofen. I swear it's better. It's stronger. I don't know what it is. I swear
Yeah.
it's better.
I mean, the thing I always bring melatonin when I go to America and come back, because you can't get melatonin. You can get it, but you have to get it like prescribed to you, which is crazy.
Also,
'cause
it
it's
isn't confiscated
melatonin.
at the airport.
No, I mean every time I've brought it in, it hasn't been, and I'm not trying to hide it or anything. So
Smuggling drugs.
no, I would never.
Kind of makes me want to smuggle some of those drugs
What?
into Korea. Like some
Well, don't do it
Some-
now. There's evidence.
some like
Yeah,
some
wait.
like some like Viagra and shit. Just like smuggle it in.
Can you
and-
not get that here?
I've heard that you can, but it has to be prescribed.
Ah, okay.
So you can't just get it.
Yeah.
You have to go to a doctor and say like, "Hey,
He's like, drop your pants. He's like, yeah, I understand. Here you go.
yeah,
That's funny thing I heard about Thailand. You can just go in a pharmacy there and buy like fucking steroids.
Really?
steroids." Jesus.
So you got all these like they'll have in the pharmacy. They'll have like picture of bodybuilders.
Come in, get ripped.
That's awesome.
You come in, and you're like, oh, I'd love to go to your gym. They're like, gym? We just have this little pill.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is, dude. I think everything should be available.
Why not? Fuck it.
I think you mean everything?
Yeah.
No restrictions.
I mean, maybe. I don't know, dude. I'm just saying.
Like, do you think you should be able to walk into a place and just grab some heroin?
Maybe.
Okay.
The thing is, I mean, from what I know, like, is that when things like these are legalized, they are usually regulated, and so they are typically purer and less harmful. Because a lot of the times you don't know what these things are mixed with, how they're made, where they're made, so they can be more dangerous.
Well, isn't that like a thing?
Or you don't even know the content of it, you know?
I think
fentanyl
America
things
did
too.
something like that though. Somewhere in America did something like. I think maybe California. There was
I-
somewhere that like made most like certain level of drugs not like
So I think
felonies
you're talking about
anymore.
like they got decriminalized.
yeah
So as a user, you're not gonna get put in jail.
yeah, but you can't sell it like
Yeah.
yeah.
I've heard something about, like, I don't know if it's true about Portugal,
It's always Portugal.
right? Yeah, about like them decriminalizing narcotics as well. And I think something about the way to treat them was to like not cut it completely, but to help them regulate and then like lower dosages or something like that. I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. But like,
Brian just wants some weed.
I just
I just want some weed.
just want some weed, dude. Give it to me. No, I feel that I don't know. Like I just feel that there's a lot of hypocrisy in terms of you can't have these, but we'll give you these that'll fuck you up even more. You know,
Yeah.
like especially in America right now with the what is it, fentanyl or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
I like
Opioids.
the opioids in America are like crazy.
yeah.
People get prescribed. They have like a little surgery and get like a fucking month's
We have
prescription.
I mean, that's a big thing on the news too. Is just the opioid crisis. Like that's, just, I feel like I don't hear it that much these days anymore because there's just so much other shit in the news, like every day. So you don't hear about it. But I mean, like thinking back like 5 or 6 years ago, I feel like that was a pretty big topic, especially when I was working at news.
You know where it's coming from though? China.
China. China.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's pretty crazy.
I mean, yeah, where I live, Chattanooga, like not in Chattanooga, but right outside Chattanooga, one of these like kind of hick towns, I guess, or hick counties. Like they have really bad issues with like heroin and fentanyl and all that kind of stuff. Like it's really bad over there. There's like, we did a story one time about them seizing like, I think it was like $213 million worth of cocaine or something like that out of someone's house. It was fucking insane. I actually don't even remember how much it was. I'm curious.
Sounds like a good time.
But it's funny when you say that. Like, yeah, they got 213 million worth of cocaine in somewhere in America. then when in Korea they get the news, oh, someone's got busted with like 5 grams of cocaine, enough for the whole country.
Yeah, I remember that news actually came out one time.
It's like,
It was
so wrong.
it was something like it wasn't even cocaine. It was like 20 grams of weed or something,
Yeah.
and they were like, that's enough for like
The whole country.
the whole country. I was like, what the fuck? How?
50 million people.
I was trying to find it, and the only like everything that comes up about like Chattanooga man arrested for cocaine is from like 2 months ago. You can't type in Chattanooga cocaine arrest and expect to find anything because it's that so often. DEA Nashville and Chattanooga arrest 9 seized 55 kilograms of cocaine. I don't know how much that is.
That's
but
not 230
yeah,
million,
it's
but-
not.
It's
Yeah.
still a lot.
Oh, it was 1.1 million.
Ah.
55 kilograms of cocaine in guns. This was 2006, so this is not even the one I was thinking of. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Nice.
Nice.
But yeah, Korea's stance on drugs is pretty.
And on a completely unrelated note of Bryant doing drugs, you're cutting your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna get tested soon. So he has to cut all the THC out.
Dude, there is none. There is none.
I don't believe that.
Because my hair is like, it's grown since I got here. I haven't done it since I've been here.
Allegedly.
No, yeah, for real. Dude, it used to be like you could just like burn one of my hairs and get high. Not anymore.
Maybe we test that after we cut it off. Yeah, so do you want to tell the people what we're doing?
Yeah, I just basically feel like, well, the main thing about it is that like I feel it's really damaged and it's really annoying, especially at night to fall asleep. Weather is getting hotter. I'm just fucking sick of it. So I want to just shave it all. Just fucking go bzzz, fucking everything out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll see what I do with it afterwards. Maybe just like let it grow out again, or maybe just
Are you a fast grower?
I think, yeah, quite. And so maybe let it grow out again, and this time without shaving this, and just let it be the whole thing, or just be a normal person and have regular haircuts.
Have you guys seen this guy on Instagram Reels that does like the glow up haircuts?
There's a few of
My
them.
man's
a few other.
insane. I'll just show you. This guy takes people who you look at it and like people. What was this? Like one of the comments was like, "This man went from touching kids to touching bitches" or something like that.
I think I've seen that
The
one.
comments are so fucking unhinged. It's hilarious.
The comments are always the best.
Instagram real comments. Yeah.
But this guy, like, he takes people and just like, and so I saw this and I sent it to Brandon, and I won't say names, but I was like, you know who we need to show this to.
A lot of the times too, it's like something that just has a little touch of something that you think, and it's a little bit unhinged. So you're like, gotta read the comments. And it's just all that same
And then you
shit.
notice you are the bad person.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Like, wait a minute, no one else thought of this? Like, it's only me.
Oh no! When I open them, it's always like,
I saw Brian commented on a video.
Dude, I see this all the time too. All this random shit will pop up. I'm like, why is this on my feed? And like, I get to the end of it and it pops up and it's just like Bryant's comment.
So it was like these Chinese kindergarten kids,
oh yeah.
like doing all kinds of like, for me, looked like manual labor.
Yeah, no, the thing is the way that this video, okay, first it's a page of someone who does like typically shows things about Chinese culture and like Chinese language and everything. But this one she was presenting was like, oh, this kindergarten in China is going viral because they're teaching them to like how to serve their own food at lunch. They make their own beds and like they clean up the floors.
They saw their own clothes.
They weave little hats made of yeah. So like it did at one point like they're actually making shit.
It
So
looked
I'm
like
like,
it looked like they were in a factory.
yeah. So I made the joke like they're just preparing them for the for the sweatshops, and
Got some replies.
I got quite a bit of replies. It was kind of half and half actually, like recently, because at first there was a lot of attacks like, oh, so being a functional human being is a switch up, and like, it's a joke. It's a joke. Relax. I don't reply to
Comedy's
them
dead.
though. Yeah, I mean like I don't reply to any of them
Yeah.
because it's not worth it. But yeah, there were some of those, but then a lot of them were just like spot on or like yeah, I see what they're doing. So it was kind of funny to like see the how divided they got on that.
You can always like spot it, like how many likes your comment gets.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, people did think it was
Yeah.
funny.
No, it was like I didn't. Mine, the one that I came across wasn't as funny as that one, but mine was. It was just this video popped up, and I got all the way through it because I was expecting it to be funny. And it was just a guy, and he's like, "If you could get rid of one thing in the world, what would you get rid of?" And it pops up TikTok. Ryan Meha. I was just like, "Why is this on my feed? Why did Instagram think I was gonna like
TikTok
this?"
while scrolling a single reels.
But it's like, but it was one of the things I was like, I never really struck Brian as the boomer who like scrolling down. He's like, oh, I need to comment on this. Like,
it's just sometimes.
You're asking me personally. I just need to give you my input.
I'm in the bathroom, so I'm just bored. So I just like
No,
it just pops up and I do it.
I like it. It's kind of a small Easter egg while you're scrolling.
Yeah. Because I don't do it often either. And it's just sometimes where I just kind of feel like it's maybe a little fun. You know why? Because like I went through the comments and a lot of them are just like, well, especially that one, I remember it's like Israel.
What?
Yeah.
Things you could get rid of?
Yeah, because of what's happening these days.
Yeah, but it's just interesting that that's the.
Yes, but then there was like the typical like fucking world hunger and wars and all of that. So I'm just like, dude, fucking so cliche. Just like TikTok. I thought it was kind of funny at the moment. I wanted to do something funnier, but I couldn't come up with anything else. It's the only thing that came to my mind.
My Instagram has, I think my algorithm, whoever my FBI agent is like looking at my algorithm being like, how much does your interest change like in a week? Because like I went from like one day it just being like all K-pop videos like of like dancing and shit like that to now it's just all Down syndrome kids playing basketball.
Oh, that guy I've seen it.
There's like
good.
4 or 5 of them.
Oh,
like yeah, or maybe it's the same one and I just didn't realize it. But like that's all I'm getting now. Like no K-pop, no girls, no nothing on my Instagram reels. Now it's just all Down syndrome basketball.
Dude, since UFC 300, that's all that shows
Yeah, it's
up.
all
Just
that pops up on
MMA and things about UFC
It's like-
300.
I've been getting a few of those too.
It's like a hot chick dancing UFC.
Yeah. Yeah, and like especially like that knockout, the Holloway knockout, just like nonstop, and it's the same one but with like different music or like different edit. It's just the same fucking thing everywhere. But the ones that I sent you, the animated one, that guy's fucking hilarious. I love those.
What is this?
It's
Animated
just
fight stuff.
yeah, he just makes like these little 3D animated, really funny videos about whatever happens in the fight world. He just kind of like makes a funny one about that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so like, for example, somebody gets knocked out, he kind of like makes an animation of his soul going out and goes into the sky. And then there's a group of the ghosts that got knocked out, like knocked the fuck out.
I think I've seen stuff like that for like basketball edits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are really funny.
Yeah.
I always thought like, I should just try to make some of these.
The
It's, like,
other
really
ones,
fun.
the other ones where like somebody gets knocked out and then he's like, they pause it when he's in this position and they put a motorcycle and then he just
Yeah. It's like I saw one comment that was like, imagine getting knocked the fuck out and someone edits you like that. It's like, imagine like the pain.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know why is like basketball such a big thing now on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. Like why?
Bruce, good sport.
Yeah, it's insane. Like the other thing is like I see all the time on like freelance websites for video editing. Some people are like, I want to make this basketball YouTube channel, like top 10 basketball YouTubes, and it's like it's just everything nowadays.
And also just like the NBA playoffs just started.
Yeah.
So maybe
But even before that, I feel like I was just seeing it all the time. I guess basketball's just big.
I mean,
I
it
never
is huge.
realized. Yeah.
A lot of mine are just fights. I don't really get many basketball ones at all. It's just fight ones.
I think I get them because you're
I
like,
get basketball a lot
yeah,
too.
you get basketball, and I think it maybe like you like one, so it pops up on mine. And I watch through all of it, and it's like,
Yeah,
now you like basketball. It's like, well, now I like basketball, I guess. My favorite one. Have you seen the kid that's like the day 67 of training to be my high school varsity?
Yeah.
That kid's cool.
He's cool.
Yeah.
I've seen him. I've seen a couple of us. Like another guy is like trying to get like the college level, like D1.
Oh yeah, that's like a big trend now that on reels in general is like day 55 of doing this. Have you guys seen the gambling guy? He does He does every day. He bets 10 cents for every follower that he has on a blackjack hand. And he's like, I think the last one he did was like a $70,000 bet, and it hit.
Jesus.
So he's like, day 67 of betting 10 cents for every follower I have. It's like, dude's insane.
Jesus.
So he's like trying to like get like $1 million or something is the goal.
But what if he loses the hand? Then
Yeah, like eventually he's gonna die out, right? Like eventually. But at what point does he go like, well, guys, we lost it all. Like we can't do it anymore.
I mean, then he just sells his Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, like he had like 6 or 7 days of like losing hands, and then he went on. Now he's on like a 10-hand winning streak or something.
I
like
remember
that.
one time watching a video of a dude who like spent $20,000 on lottery tickets, and like the little scratch ones, and then he just like went through all of them, and then I think he only won like 18,000 though.
That's insane.
Yeah, so ended up losing 2,000, but yeah,
But he probably gained more from YouTube views.
exactly
Yeah.
from the video. Yeah,
It's worth it.
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people like that do just spend a lot of money to make a YouTube video and then make a lot of money.
I also like so I used to for some of my kids. Well, actually, I should say when I would finish my classes, there's another like primary class that comes for like the after school classes, and they would have to wait for like 10-15 minutes until their class started, but they're in my classroom. So since I was just chilling before I go to mine, I would put a video on for them. And then at some point, they're just kind of like, Pokemon. And I'm like, okay. So I put like Pokemon, the first episode. It was in English, so that. But then they saw on like the side, the little tabs for the, like just people opening packages of Pokemon cards. And they really got into that. So they would always ask me. And I was like, okay, it's in English, so fucking no harm. And it's crazy how much like they buy these boxes, like it has to be hundreds if not thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And they just like start opening them, and it's a long ass video of them just opening package by package and then like showing what they got. And it's like, and I don't know, I kind of like I would stay and watch it with them. And I'm like, damn, he got something like, and then you would look it up, like that card is worth like $50, not bad. The $200, shit. You just keep going like that. It was pretty cool.
It's just anime gambling.
Yeah,
Is all it
yeah,
is.
really.
I feel like this all started with like CS:GO, with the case opening.
Oh, way before that. Bro, I was fucking gambling on Yu-Gi-Oh cards back in like
No, I
2004.
mean like the YouTube trend for it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, for sure that. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There's people fucking opening hundreds of boxes.
Yeah. I remember getting paychecks, like my first job in high school. Every paycheck I would get home, and I would just, like, as soon as it hit my bank, fucking League of Legends skins and CS:GO boxes. That's all I spent my first like $1,000 of like hard-earned Dairy Queen money.
Dude, I would call my dealer, get like 20 grams, and then buy a burger because I had the munchies.
Dude, my parents, they have to be so thankful that I was just this fucking nerd wanting to buy pretty little skins to make my character look cool rather than going out and
Hey.
getting high.
We had a good time.
I'm sure you had a great time, but I'm sure my parents are probably like, you know, Hunter, maybe playing those video games wasn't so bad after all.
Nah.
I feel like I didn't really have, like, most of my friends weren't really into the weed.
Losers.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. I
No.
mean, to be fair, they are now into the weed, but
See, better to be into it early and, you know.
build up resistance.
For me, it's where it split. It's like the group who all did it, and then like the other group who hated the group that did it.
I had, you know, Ecuador being a very Catholic country, there's a lot of people who would be kind of like, oh, yeah, no, like God wants you to, you know, take care of your body. He gave it to you and everything. And I'd just be like, man, fuck you.
Iceland was a different reason, not because of God. Just don't be a loser.
Yeah, well, they would also like mix that in and like, oh, you're ruining your life. You're going to end up like in the streets and everything. But the funny thing about it is that like quite a few of those same people are now like smoking and living their normal lives and just chilling.
I will say that, like the later you started, it's kind of, I think it's better because you kind of regulate it more. in a way.
Maybe. Yeah, I think that's true. I do agree with that.
For me,
But
like it's like if you treat it as same as drinking.
But I mean, for the second argument, maybe that is true. But the first one about like God and everything, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like you said that, you know?
Yeah, that's your worldview. Like,
Hey,
Yeah.
people can change.
True. But anyways, fuck them. Yeah, now they're just like smoking weed and just kind of like, hey, when you come back, we should smoke. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking smoke with you.
Fucking rookie. I got 10 years experience on your ass.
No, it's funny too with when I meet my friends and we do smoke. It's like so. It really feels like going back in time because it's just like same. Have a beer, drink, and then start getting philosophical and like just talking shit. It was so great.
But I like how you say like when you meet your friend.
Yeah.
When was the last time you went back and met them?
The one of them, the one in Ecuador was 4 years ago.
Ah, okay.
And the one in Taiwan is maybe about 2.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we live in different countries now, but that's what I mean. Like, after being so long, I mean, like the one that I met in Ecuador, it had been about 10 years since we hadn't really like hung out like that. And so, yeah, we just smoked and it really felt like back in those times when we would just like hang out, listen to some music, talk, and then it always gets, especially with him because yeah, he's really into philosophy and I do kind of dabble a little bit into that. So just straight back into that, like just fucking traveling back in time. It's great. Yeah.
That's so sweet.
I wanted to touch on like we were talking about the cherry blossom things earlier.
Yeah.
Like because I just came back from Japan, so I went to Osaka. We stayed there for a bit. And I went to Kyoto as well. I don't think I'm ever going back to Kyoto. Have you guys ever been there?
What? Yeah.
I know.
Brother, there are so
Tuesday.
many people in Kyoto. It's like I would never complain about there being many people in Korea at any place.
They're just
Like I'm talking about like most places, like the tourist places and stuff.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Well, I do remember
I didn't even take a photo. Because
was it mostly Japanese people or was it
No,
tourists?
tourists.
Gotcha.
I do remember though some places it was really packed. I don't remember what it's called, but you know where there's that like really big bamboo grove, like the bamboo forest.
Yeah, we didn't go there, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That was the place that was the most packed that I went to. But the thing that why it wasn't so bad for me was because I didn't really follow the typical touristy things, except for like what is it called? The one that like you go up the mountain and it has all those little gate things, like yeah, that one was cool. Like even though there's a lot of people, I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I just basically walked around Kyoto by myself, just wandering and just randomly find things that were very interesting, and there was nobody there, other than like some Japanese people.
So we went to like some big temple. I don't know what it's called, and it's kind of like a traditional, like kind of a small village inside of Tokyo, and you have to like walk kind of through the village up the mountain or the hill.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
And it's the
Mizu
whole-
something.
Yeah, something like that. And it's the whole way. It's just people. We didn't even
Yeah.
go like inside the main area because we were like, fuck that.
Damn.
But when I went, it wasn't that bad because it was in autumn instead of
But
spring.
I've also heard it's like extra bad now since after COVID.
Because everyone's wanting to go to Japan.
Japan opens.
I went right before COVID.
Yeah, I think it's probably.
Maybe. Also, it was autumn. It was kind of like maybe late November, early December. So it wasn't a season for tourism. So it wasn't that bad. But the thing that I remember from that part was that I again kind of wandered off another way, and it was actually not even like a walking path. It was kind of like a little like a road for cars only. So it was really kind of like just walking in between the line, kind of going all the way up. But there was a parking lot up there, like on the top of the mountain, and you could just look down at the city. And I got there right before sunset, and it was fucking great. It was beautiful. And the only people that were there seemed to be just other Japanese locals there, like from there, not even from like tourists.
That's what I felt when I was in Osaka. Of course, in Osaka, it has the big sign with the guy, like the, I don't remember what it's called.
Seiko, I think.
Yeah, something like that. And obviously, it has a lot of people there. But if you just went into a little bit to the side there, there's no people.
Yeah,
So it's kind of, I felt the vibes are better there,
yeah.
for sure.
I really want to go to Japan.
I do want to go again too, but maybe somewhere else, just
Boys
because
trip.
I've been there.
I'm down to go. I mean, I would want to do like a day or two in Tokyo, obviously, but like, I'm down to travel around and do some other stuff.
I
too.
want to do 1 or 2
I mean,
days in Tokyo.
I'm always trying to talk about those foreign guys' Japan trip, but
I'm down, man. Hopefully I get this job.
Yeah.
Then we can go. Because we're going to be work from home buddies. I hope. I feel 90% on this job. He really likes me. I really like them. They're cool.
Nice. Yeah. Hopefully.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for being back with us. We're glad to be back. And hopefully Brandon will make it back safely. And we can have all the boys back
Hopefully you
together
won't get shot.
again. Yeah, we actually...
By the police.
Since you didn't listen to the podcast, I'm just gonna skip right over that. Since you didn't listen to the podcast, we were talking. We mentioned about how you might have to leave us.
No, I'm not.
You might have to. Last time, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're happy to say that Bryant is here to stay.
Yeah.
We have renewed his contract. we met the terms of agreements. We
4 years.
negotiated.
Minus $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've re-signed for another year. Yeah. But everybody, thanks for watching. And if you want more content, check out our Patreon at www.patreon.com/those4guys, where in 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks, I guess, you will get first viewing of Brian's haircut.
Oh, shit.
We're going to try to get a podcast set up to do, to shave his head off. Shave his hair off.
Can we shave his balls as well?
They're already done.
Okay, well, anyway, we're going to shave his head, and we'll make sure that our Patreon members get the first viewing of that. So make sure you go check out our Patreon. Only $5 a month. Helps support the podcast. Helps us do these podcasts every week. Monetarily helps us a lot.
Maybe in the comments or something, you can do like request some funny things to do before they all get shaved off.
Yeah, what should we do? We're gonna have to do something. Maybe we could like cut it in funny ways, like till we get down to the bottom.
I want to see like you shave only here and you have like the the Catholic. What?
No, you know what we should do? We should do like shave this half off and then braid the back one so it looks like those the Qing Dynasty like Chinese.
So if you want to know what happens, what we finally decide on, make sure you check out our Patreon. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.